We are joined this evening by John Dinon, Toledo Area Humane Society, the executive director over there. And you brought your friend Amos with you today.
Yeah, I brought my buddy Amos. Amos is one of those infamous pit bull dogs. He has been transferred to us from the Lucas County Dog Warden and will be transferred on to a rescue where he'll find a good home.
Okay, let's talk about your adoption policy. I'll admit I'm not somebody who knows a lot about dogs, specifically pit bulls. I only hear negative things about them. Why is it a good idea to adopt out pit bulls?
Grouping a small group of breeds of dogs that are known as pit bulls as demonizing them and thinking that by banning them you're going to make the community safe is really just, it is not an effective way to make the community safe from aggressive dogs. So this is a step first towards saving some lives of dogs, towards de-demonizing these breeds so that people can start to focus on real property protection and human life protection by focusing on the behavior of individual dogs of any breed, and more importantly, the responsibility of dog owners.
And I gotta think owners for you is going to be the big push, because the owner probably sets the tone for the way the dog acts. Am I right?
Absolutely. We see some pit bulls that come into the Humane Society that are dangerous dogs, and those dogs do not get adopted out. We see some pit bulls that come in that are great dogs. You know, we see some Cocker Spaniels and some Poodles that are not adoptable dogs, and it's all about how they were raised. So it is about owner responsibility.
Now, are you going to be screening these owners, talking to the owners? What is going to be your plan?
Yeah, above and beyond our normal adoption procedures, which are pretty extensive, we put a bunch of new procedures in place for the pit bull type dogs, and that is because, number one, they have a bad reputation, and people are concerned about it, and we want to make sure we did our due diligence. Also, the Ohio Revised Code currently identifies pit bull type dogs as inherently vicious, so we thought it was appropriate to put additional screening in place. We use a test on the dog called the SAFER test, and it is a very good scientifically based test that's very predictive of aggression in dogs. So only pit bull type dogs that score very well on their SAFER test will be put up for adoption. We're going to put the dogs in a foster home to evaluate them in a home situation, do some additional dog-to-dog introductions, dog-to-cat introductions, and only the cream of the crop will be put on the adoption floor.
Okay, do you think there's going to be a lot of people in the community that are going to want pit bulls?
I think there will be. Now, on the adopter side, there's also going to be screening. We're going to do a pre- and post-adoption home visit, criminal background check.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We are going to do a lot of counseling on the laws about pit bulls, on the public perception of pit bulls, make sure they understand the state law and the Toledo law, although it's currently not in effect. It may come back. And also they need to show us a state-mandated liability insurance. So there are a lot of hoops to jump through, and you're going to have to be a motivated owner to adopt a pit bull, but that's good because we want to make sure that these first adoptions are great dogs that go to great owners and show people that these really are good family pets if they're raised the right way.
Now, you did talk about this being a lot of work, and it does seem like a lot of work to a dog that a lot of people out there saying is a very dangerous dog. Do you feel comfortable going through all this work and then doing that, and you think this is prudent for your organization?
Absolutely. The board approved this policy yesterday, and the board did their due diligence and homework to the nth degree. This process, the pit bull or the dog adoption policy is part of a governance overhaul where we're looking at all of our policies at the Humane Society. The adoptable dog policy we've been working on for about 3 or 4 months. In addition to the one-page policy that they passed yesterday, there's about 40 pages of supporting documentation between the counseling and the background check and the home visit and all that. So this was not a decision that was taken lightly. We did our homework on it. And I feel very comfortable going forward, and I'm very happy that the board took this courageous step by following the staff and the Animal Care and Standards Committee's recommendation and changing our long-standing policy.
Okay, John Dinon, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Sean.
And that's your Talk Back.